Hey everybody, it's 12:06 on a Saturday afternoon. You know what that means? It's time for the Car Guys. Myself, Shelley Winter, and the general manager of Butler Lexus South Atlanta. His name is Kevin Deutsch. If you listen to my show during the week, you know I say it all the time. He knows everything from the headlight to the tail light and everything in between. So this show is designed for you to call us at 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. Give us a call with your automotive question, and Kevin will answer it. Kevin, we're here again.
Yeah, we are. And I tell you, I'm happy that you think I know everything because my wife and kids do not think I know everything.
Well, I can tell you, I don't know about family stuff, but I know about automotive, and you know everything about the car business, about cars, everything. So 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. We've done this several years in a row. Back to school is coming up. Talk to us about the back to college checklist.
Well, I do want to talk about that, but before we talk about that, I want to talk about what you and I are doing together tomorrow.
What are we doing together, DeMar? Tell the people.
Well, from the Carathon for CHOA.
We can't say CHOA. We got to say Children's Healthcare of Atlanta.
Children's Healthcare of Atlanta.
There you go. Yeah.
Okay, I've been duly corrected. All right, and you see, I'm the car guy. I'm not the ad
the
guy.
Carathon guy.
We donated my suite at the Atlanta Braves game, and it's completely catered. And three sets of groups of people bought 4 tickets and parking passes, and we cater it, and you and I host them.
Yep, and we're going to have a great
fantastic, and it's all for charity.
Absolutely. And you told me, I thought I was surprising you with a possible visitor. You got visitors coming as well.
We hope we do.
We hope we do, yeah. So our people that are coming out will meet people they may not normally meet.
Absolutely. I'm hoping a couple of the vice presidents from the Braves and maybe somebody just, who knows, maybe a Hall of Famer will drop by, or somebody will, because
somebody will.
Everybody knows our suite, and I'm there a lot.
My man. So we look forward to seeing everyone that donated tomorrow. I'm actually getting baptized at 11, and then I'm coming right to Truist Stadium. So I might have a glow around me. You might see a light glow around me.
Amen.
Amen, my man. So talk to us about back to college checklist.
Okay. Well, it is that time of year. These are just the basics. Do a battery test. Have it.
What do you mean a battery test? How do you do that?
Well, you can run a diagnostic charge test, and you should if it's over 3 years old. You can take it to any of the parts stores, O'Reilly's or Advanced, or they can do that, or to a mechanic or a dealership. They can, if you take it to, like, you have a Lexus, to a Lexus store, it's not a 10-minute test, it's a hour test, believe it or not, and we hook it up, and it goes through full diagnostics over to Toyota and Lexus headquarters in Plano, Texas, so we don't miss anything.
And that's just for the battery.
That's just for the battery. Just be smart. The kids are going to school.
Right. And 9 times out of 10, you probably bought them a used car to go back to school in.
Yep. So, like I said, if that battery is 3 years old, you definitely need to run a diagnostic, which means we'll hold the charge, because cold weather's right around the corner.
Right.
Brakes. Listen for squeaks or grinding. When you press the brake pedal, if you hear that noise, have a shop look at them for wear. We actually measure how much brake lining is left, and we'll tell you.
Right.
And then if they feel loose, have somebody look at them. This is something people don't think about it. Put new wipers on your kid's car before you send them away.
Right. That's good.
You don't winter's
think about
coming
it.
And fog and rain. And then belts and hoses, make sure that there's no cracks, fraying.
Now, go ahead, finish.
Or even leaks near the connections right there, because, some of these belts run the whole car, especially if it has a serpentine belt.
Right. Let me ask you this on the belts and hoses. This is where you take it to what we always suggest, take it to the manufacturer dealership store to do this?
Well, yeah. Now, if you've got a much older car that hasn't been to the manufacturer store, to the franchise dealer in a while, and you have a mechanic, but have them visualize, or you can look at them closely with a flashlight.
Okay.
But rubber cracks, and even though it's a compound rubber and it's got fibers in there, it could be catastrophic if you lose that belt, and very dangerous. So just get them checked out. And lastly, here's one that no one ever thinks about. Have the HVAC and defrost system tested. Sit in the car, go through every bit of the climate, look for swift windshield clearing on a cool morning and stuff, and just make sure that they're safe to go.
Right. And that's important because if they're going to a school, possibly in a northern school, possibly that's in colder weather, that's important right there, having heat and all that kind of stuff.
I mean, at the end of September, we could have cool mornings.
Right.
And then you get the condensation.
Right. Emergency supplies. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, you're always amazed at the kit I tell people to put in their cars. You should pack jumper cables or a charger booster. They come so small now. You can buy them at Costco, the little small charger boosters.
Right.
Where you just put them right in. And that booster will also charge your cell phone and everything else in an emergency. Make sure it has a working flashlight with extra batteries, a small first aid kit, basic tools, tire pressure gauge, bright warning triangles or cones that you should be able to put out if you have a problem. Very small electric tire inflator you can use that can run off of that little charger.
Right.
Again, I tell people when you go to school, make sure there's a pair of warm boots, gloves, hat, and maybe a jacket in that car.
And just keep it in the trunk, keep it to the
Put it in
side.
a plastic bag.
Right.
It's you may never use it. You'll be happy you have it if you need it.
Absolutely.
Some cars don't come with spares anymore, but if they do, make sure you've got the jack and the tire changing tools. And make sure that they're all functional before they go to school.
You know what's interesting about the cars not coming with spares anymore? That's something you probably should check when you're buying a car, because a lot of us at a certain age, we just assume every car has a spare.
Yeah.
And you're saying that a lot of them don't nowadays.
No, a lot of them don't, and it came from fighting weight to get the mileage up in order to pass the government standards.
Wow.
And that's where that came from. And I don't like it, but
right.
That's
Most people don't like it. Imagine driving and you get a flat tire and you go to your trunk and there's nothing there.
Yeah, and imagine you're on your way to 30A. You're in nowhere, Alabama,
right? And
it's 2 hours to get Bubba to show up in a truck,
right.
And he never has the right tire size.
Right.
So that's a problem. And then also, I would tell people, put a blanket in there with that little kit, bottle of water, maybe some snacks, just in case you have to wait 2 hours for Bubba.
Now, remember, ladies and gentlemen, 448-720-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. This is what we do around this time every year. It's back to college. That's what Kevin's running down. When you're sending your child off to college, these are the things you should have in your car. Documents and safety info, Kevin. Talk to us about that, because I would never have thought of this.
Yeah, make sure that you have all of the paperwork, the insurance card, the registration. You should have emergency contact numbers written down on paper in the car, because people lose phones, phones get wet,
right.
It runs out of battery, something happens, and people don't remember phone numbers anymore. So
right.
all the emergency contact numbers. And then you should, before they go to school, go online and find a repair shop that is the highest rated with the most reviews. And I would start there and make sure that they have their address and information on that contact sheet also. So they're not just waking up one day 300 miles away, upset, missing school, calling you and having a car problem.
Right.
They know somebody to call, and they can.
Would you suggest also, because many parents go with their children to school that first day, that first week to transport them to school, would you also recommend possibly making a stop personally at that repair shop to introduce yourself? Hey, my kid has a 2017 Toyota Camry. We're giving him your number to call if anything goes wrong. That way, there's a personal connection.
Absolutely. I was fortunate enough when my kids went away to school, I knew the dealers.
Right.
And I used to be a dealer in Athens. So when Lindsay went to Georgia, my old dealership that I had sold out of was there,
right,
with all my old employees. So I was very fortunate. So I had emergency contacts, and same thing when Ashley went away to school, I knew the dealers in the town, and but get to know somebody, and especially if you have daughters going away to school.
Absolutely. I was going to say that.
It's a great idea.
Absolutely. Now, let's talk about parents for younger children going to school, because you got take him to school, first, second, third grade, that kind of thing. You're transporting your child to school.
Yeah, people don't think about it, especially parents going to school for the first time, is, am I ready to take my child to school? And is the car ready? Because you don't think about it. So the number one thing is, I would tell you, is as kids grow, we get comfortable with their car seats or their boosters. Let's double check it, make sure it's the proper sizing, double check the installation, because you're going to be in the car every day with that child now.
Right.
You can go to the NHTSA, which is the National Highway Transportation Safety Administration website.
NHTSA.
And that's .gov.
.gov.
And you can go to the car seat guide and match your child's current weight and height and make sure that you've got it right. That's important. People don't think about this. Over the summer, you get clutter in your car. And I know about 10 husbands just looked to the right at their wife driving down the road right now. Get the clutter out of the car. It's dangerous. Summer debris. Set up back of seat organizers for water bottles when you pick them up for school, hand sanitizers, and even some extra school supplies you can keep in the car in case they forget something.
Right.
Because we all get in hurries and forget something.
Absolutely.
And then route planning. You know how you're taking them to school, but you should know 2 or 3 ways, because this is Atlanta.
Right.
And you never know what's going to happen.
And you never know when you're going to be running 5 minutes behind, knowing you have to leave at 7:30, but you're leaving at 7:35. What's the quickest route?
Yeah.
What's the least trafficked route to get there?
Absolutely. So just good stuff to think about before we start the schools, and school starts Monday.
Absolutely. Yep. 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. As you can see, Kevin knows everything, even back-to-school tips when you're sending your child back to school or you're starting to take your child to school. 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. Those are the numbers for you to call with all of your automotive questions. We will be right back.